Jack from the company Block, former founder of Twitter, laid off about 40% of his workforce at Block. And after that, the stock price jumped by about 20%. Now, the problem with this is that essentially a company is getting rewarded for laying off their employees. Okay, so I'm not saying that it's necessarily a problem, but it's something that could cause a problem down the line. Um, I made a whole video on this, but the 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 thing that I took away from this was so the Citrini article came out and it came up with this whole doom loop. If you invest in AI, because you invest in AI, people lose their jobs. Because people lose their jobs, aggregate demand falls. When that demand falls, the economy does worse. The companies need to invest into more AI to protect their margins. Now, what people said to that was like, yeah, but that's not necessarily the case because it can't happen that fast. But what's interesting here is that if there's enough of a scare, right, or enough of an incentive to lay off ahead of time and to get out ahead of everyone else to make sure that you're able to compete with the rest of the market, then it could happen that fast. And it doesn't matter how good the technology is or how primed it is or how much of the technology is being adopted at all. If
Sure.
there's enough fear, this could be the reaction.
Chicken or
Right.
the egg kind of thing. Yeah, that's yeah. And so with that whole thing is that there's a lot of debate because obviously the AI headline is the biggest thing, right? Where people are saying this is because of AI, but there's also a degree of truth that the company was bloated by nature, and so that layoffs were an inevitable reality for them to continue. But it doesn't. The timing of it is not the best, and obviously the reaction of it. What kind of precedent does that set where you can cut your workforce by that much and your stock price goes up that much? Like that's a very, very dangerous thing where because the thing is here, guys, is that most big companies that exist are bloated as hell, man. They have so many people who have fake jobs. It's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. Like, and it's in here, like, whenever I talk to my friends, because I've been working for myself for like a decade. So, like, I've always had to do every job within the thing, right? And I'm like talking to these people, and I'm like, your job is like there's no world where one person should be doing that thing and you should be making that
Mhm.
much money. There's no
Mm.
way. Like the only reason this happens is because bureaucracy just becomes so large and the winners of yesterday just become so bloated and the hubris sets in realistically, right? Where there's so many people in there making decisions and it's just this is also inevitable and part of it is just true market forces, I will say too. Like the last generation of businesses like they're so ripe for disruption because the whole last business model that was largely on equity funding. Like they've been treating their customers like shit, especially as of late, right? Like think of across the board. Like there's so many companies have really bad will with their customers. Like Amazon, by the day, it seems like they're burning bridges. Spotify, artists seem to dislike them more and more each day, especially as they adopt more and more AI content. So I think, guys, like if you want to try to find a positive lens in all this, is don't wait to be fired. Be building your own thing on the side.
Hey, you made it to the end of the clip. That means you're probably enjoying this. And if so, just know that you can catch us live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to see the full version of this episode, you can click the link in the description down below. Otherwise, YouTube thinks that you will enjoy this next.